Model validation scope and limits. What to say to executives. Ever seen a great model fail in the real world? Often it's because no one set validation limits. Clear limits help you avoid overpromising performance. You won't claim accuracy the model can't sustain. They align expectations with product, risk, and leadership, so everyone knows exactly where results are trustworthy. Most importantly, limits protect decisions from misuse. They signal when the model's output is safe to act on and when it's only a hint. Think of limits as guardrails for responsible AI, keeping your credibility high and your operational risk low. Let's separate two essentials. Scope is what the validation did test. Datasets, segments, methods, and time windows where the results are proven. Limits are where the results do not apply. Populations, conditions, or tools outside the tested setup. Both must be explicit and documented so no one fills gaps with guesswork. If scope says, tested on retail customers in Q1, limits might say, not validated for wholesale or holiday spikes. Clear scope prevents ambiguity. Clear limits prevent misuse. Start with a business decision. What will this model help decide? Approve a loan? Route a ticket? Prioritize leads? Then list inputs, population, and time frame. For example, clickstream features for new visitors in North America last 6 months. Finally, define success metrics and tolerances. AUC is greater than or equal to 0.78. Precision at top 10% is greater than or equal to 0.40. Latency is less than or equal to 200 ms. Being concrete makes validation meaningful and prevents scope creep. If the use case changes, the validation story must change with it. Document the exact data periods, segments, and geographies. For instance, January to June data, SMB accounts, EU and US only. Specify methods used, holdout, cross-validation, and any stress tests like seasonal spikes or missing feature scenarios. State the performance metrics and thresholds, accuracy, AUC, calibration, cost curves, or service levels. The goal is reproducibility. Another team should be able to read this and rerun the same checks, reaching similar conclusions about reliability. List the gaps openly. Call out unseen populations or edge cases, new markets, minors, non-English text, or extremely long sessions. Note data drift, regime shifts, and rare events that weren't simulated. Policy changes, black swan outages, pandemic-level shocks. Include operational constraints, untested latency, cost, or unsupported tools and environments. This section is not a weakness, it's a safety notice. It tells stakeholders where to be cautious or run pilots before full adoption. State your data quality assumptions, null rates, label accuracy, and refresh frequency, e.g., daily features, weekly retrains. List upstream dependencies, third-party data, upstream models, or business rules that must hold for your results to remain valid. Capture human-in-the-loop steps and approvals, manual reviews, compliance checks, or override policies. When assumptions break, results drift. Writing them down makes it obvious when you need to pause, revalidate, or recalibrate the system. Be explicit about known failure modes. Overfitting to a campaign, bias against a subgroup, or brittle performance with missing fields, and the impacts on revenue, fairness, or compliance. Define monitoring and alerts post-deployment, drift metrics, calibration checks, latency SLAs, and alert thresholds. Prepare fallbacks, escalation paths, and retraining triggers. Switch to a rules baseline, flag for human review, or retrain when drift or error exceeds set limits. Risk is inevitable. Unmanaged risk isn't. Valid for 120K active users in Q2 under current feature set and labeled data pipeline. Not validated for new countries or cold start users. Treat outputs as advisory and require human review. Revisit the validation if feature drift exceeds 5%, conversion lift drops below 2%, or policy changes alter eligibility rules. These short lines help leaders remember where the model is strong, where it's limited, and when to demand a fresh validation.